What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Viall Files Love is Blind Recap Edition. I'm Nick, joined by the household. With the household, everything's fine. We have a great guest today. Phoebe Robinson is with us today to help us break down all things Love is Blind, episodes 1 through 8. Before we get into some other quick topics, a couple of housekeeping notes, we will be breaking down how many episodes are dropping this weekend?
I want to say it's like 9 through 11.
Recap the next 3 episodes with Violet Benson next Tuesday, so don't forget about that. We have Girl Boss Town next week, Thursday. We're getting back to our normal going deeper schedule next week, Thursday. With Girl Boss Town, talking about the latest, pop culture trends and updates. She's a ton of fun. Everything pop culture with Girl Boss Town as well. We have a new episode of Better Than Never up on Viall Files Plus. We have a new update special dropping behind Viall Files Plus this Friday. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure to do so. You have you can try it for free for 7 days. It's super fun and everyone loves it. Literally no one gets rid of it. Join the party. Try it if you want. You won't want to get rid of it. Also, I'm pretty sure that I feel like between Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde, someone cheated on someone. It's too petty.
Okay, say more.
This is going on for ever and ever and ever, this whole custody battle. They have how about many kids together? They've been divorced for how long? Olivia Wilde
have 2 kids.
Olivia Wilde has
8.
entered and left a relationship with Harry Styles that was fairly long.
I honestly forgot that she was with Jason Sudeikis because in my mind she's just been with Harry Styles for a decent amount of time.
And this level of pettiness, now she's accusing him of not paying child support. Like a week ago, there were accusations of Jason Sudeikis trying to basically bleed her dry through
legal
proceedings and things like that. And it's just, and then there was the whole
the serving on stage at a work conference.
There's just an incredible amount of pettiness. Jason Sudeikis is acting like Olivia Wilde cheated on him with Harry Styles.
Hot take.
That's how he's acting.
I don't disagree with you. I think that's a very likely theory. I think the alternative explanation is that they both strike me as people who are yes, they're Hollywood success stories, but they're Hollywood success stories who I think have this public perception of being kind of real or kind of smart and creative and kind of worthy of the fame that they have and talented in a way that's less megastar ego thing. But and maybe it's just because Ted Lasso and then Olivia Wilde directed Booksmart. I feel like they both have this reputation of seeming of the celebrities, they seem really good, hardworking, authentic people. And so I think whenever there's kind of drama or if one of them accuses the other one of something, they're wait, fuck you, I'm a good person, don't you dare call me all this stuff because I've gone through my whole career still maintaining a level of dignity and high treatment of people.
But what do you mean?
I think they're 2 people who are never thought they would be in the mud, and so the fact that they think one of them is taking them to the mud, they're fuck no, don't take me to the mud, you deserve to be in the mud.
I've had my brother got divorced, they shared kids, those things can, if you have 2 agreeable people who want what's best for the kids and each other and prioritize happiness over being right, you can get through those proceedings fairly quickly. Or if you want to be difficult, if you want to make someone suffer and pay, you can drag this shit on for a really long time. They're fighting in the media. Celebrities don't do that. They want everything, especially like this, to not be talked about, to not get out there. And you're just getting accusation after accusation from these people's teams and things like that. I just feel like someone must have cheated on someone.
But don't you think that would have been weaponized by the other person by now because they are airing out all the dirty laundry in such a big way?
Something's not tracking. I don't know. Yeah. Or maybe he's just mad that she left him. I don't know. But someone's bitter. And it seems like Jason.
Well, if he's not paying child support, it seems like he's bitter.
It's kind of...
It doesn't. That's on the bottom of the list of things that suggested the whole serving of the publicly the whole or the accusation. Well, of course, she's made accusations towards him.
Yeah,
I mean regarding his behavior.
But to Allie's point, I do think child support is petty because it's wow, this is directly impacted to the kids. Yeah.
It's you can't even put aside.
Yeah, but I mean, you have when 2 rich people are fighting over money, it's should Sudeikis, I guess, pay child support? Yes. But it's just hard for me to really care about 2 rich people arguing over who should like clearly these kids are not in need of money.
Yeah.
They're well taken care of. And like Jason's not sending a check for the eggs. I mean, who gives a shit?
Eggs are expensive these days. But
I
Easter
will say, season, baby.
I do think they are uniquely equipped to empathize with one another, because I feel like if you are a straight man dating a woman and she goes on to date Harry Styles, like that is like I feel like Harry Styles is similar to Emily Ratajkowski in terms of like sex symbol status, like kind of worst case scenario for your ex to have as a new partner.
How would you feel? Let's say hypothetically, if a girlfriend of yours, or I guess technically no, they were married.
If
your
Natalie,
wife, once you guys are married, what if you and Natalie split up and she immediately goes and dates Harry Styles? How would that make you feel?
Not great. Yeah.
And then your boyfriend breaks up with you, or like, and then a woman's boyfriend like breaks up with her to date Emrata. Like, fuck me. Like,
oh my God.
You know, I'd be like, damn.
Well, what's the Emrata have to do with it?
Well, just because she was seen like snogging Harry Styles in Tokyo.
They're all linked.
So
they
now
seem to be dating.
They seem to be dating. So
sisters.
Olivia has now had this experience of having her boyfriend move on to someone who is like akin to like kind of like media craze, held up as this like beauty ideal and sex symbol. So I'm like, she and Jason.
Yeah, it all depends on what Jason's doing. I get the Harry Styles of it all isn't great, but
He could have been fucking the nanny.
he could have been fucking the nanny. Maybe, you know, he is a rich, funny celebrity. They tend to attract beautiful women, and maybe he's just like sick of Olivia Wilde. I don't know. So it really just depends, you know. So like if now, like as I sit here now, I think it'd be devastating. But there are past exes that if they dated Harry Styles, I wouldn't give a fuck.
But I feel like the Harry Styles and Emrata makes sense to me a little bit, because I feel like Emrata and Kendall Jenner have like similar vibes. Clearly he has a type. I don't know.
What? Huh?
I think Emrata and Kendall have similar looks.
Yeah,
They
I
both
hear
have
that.
brown hair.
They're brunettes, striking cheekbone. I feel like their face shapes are
They're
probably
both, like,
similar.
they're both
models.
beautiful.
They're brunette models.
And they have brown hair.
They're both
Yeah.
extraordinarily wealthy.
That's for the comparisons.
No, I
With
have
Dive.
Allie on this
Very
one.
similar.
They have similar face
They
shapes.
look very similar.
I
He
don't
has a
think so.
type. He
He's
has a
got
type.
Yeah, well,
Harry has a type because he dated Kendall Jenner and Emrata.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, as a guy, that's not a type.
Okay.
well,
I'll trust you
Kendall's-
as your male judgment.
yeah, and Kendall's riding
Also,
off
when
into
they're
the
like two of the
sunset
most,
with
like,
Bad Bunny. So.
She-
Beautiful women.
Does Bad Bunny not remind you of Brody Jenner?
This is all a PR stunt,
Oh,
I think.
Why? Like, what do they?
Why?
bring some fame, attention.
Well, the Kardashians and Jenners are known for PR stunts.
I just like
There's
why?
that.
I guess. Oh, maybe they're like really trying to move in on like, especially like the Latinx community, because like obviously Bad Bunny is like popular among all people, but he's
Particularly popular in the Latin
like in like
community.
yeah, I bet he's like fucking
Massive.
yeah, insane. And I'm just like, and I feel like that really shows when you think of like success and like the numbers. Like, you know how like some artists on Spotify, like you just go on and you see how many plays you're having. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like I knew you were radio popular, but I didn't know it was like this
No,
magnitude.
he's huge. He's absolutely huge. I think it's just a mutually beneficial PR stunt. I would
Yeah.
bet on. Speaking
think
of
her heart-
$50,000 bets we get into in this episode, I would make another $50,000 bet that Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner are not dating in 12 months.
Oh, I think her heart is still burning for Devin Booker, is what I would say.
There you go. Well, it's not burning for Bad Bunny.
Are you guys really scared of AI? I
A
feel
little
like
bit, yeah.
We were talking about ChatGPT as a society a lot for a hot second. And all the AI stuff is still going on. And recently I saw that Levi's is going to use AI generated models. And it's to quote, increase diversity, which
That's an
is
awful
the stupidest
way
thing
to
I've
do
ever
that.
heard.
Why don't we actually just cast
What?
models
yeah, like
who
why
are,
don't you
are diverse?
Yeah, like hire
Easy.
and pay diverse models. But like, I do feel like we're going to start having AI models. Like
No,
where are we going next?
It's a scary.
It's like,
I don't like it.
it's a scary world out there. I think something else that is scary, but a little more unhinged and funky is I saw an article the other day that people are getting pearl necklaces in a very specific sense, which is to say jewelry made of semen.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It's-
I've seen what I needed to see.
What are you?
So there are Jizzy jewelry customers. So jeweler and sculptor Amanda Booth is making jewelry using semen that people send to her bottled.
No.
They jizz into a little tube.
And then she makes jewelry out of it?
And then she makes jewelry out of
How?
it.
It's not a very durable material.
So in the article, there's the phrase clay to cum ratio and talking about the construction. So clearly there's additive, there's other products.
What's the point of this? It's just art.
You know?
Yeah. Is it like a Valentine's Day present? Here, babe.
I
Instead of
guess
putting it
that's
down your
the
throat,
question.
put it around your throat.
I mean, maybe if you're like super, super kinky and you're like, yeah, wear my semen around your neck. Like, I don't know if that would be the market. I don't know if it's people who are doing this as a colossal bit. It's not. I doubt the jeweler. I think the jeweler is doing this from a place of like artistic pushing boundaries.
Yuck. Anyway, that's nuts.
Hey.
All right. Well, Phoebe Robinson is with us to help us break down Love is Blind. We get into all the madness, so let's get into it. Phoebe, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. We're excited to have you.
This is gonna be great.
We've been anticipating this episode. The audience has been dying for us to really break down Love is Blind. We had some Vanderpump stuff to get to. We had the Bachelor finale, and then we had you lined up, and we thought, wow, what a perfect guest to break down Love is Blind. And here we are.
All in on this show. I love it.
Have you been watching since its inception?
So I didn't watch since the beginning because I was like, I don't know what the hell I was doing, work shit, whatever. And then I got COVID last November. It's my first time getting it. And I was like, I just want to watch like comfort TV.
Sure.
So I just turned it on and I was like mainlining it. Like I just binged all 3 seasons. I was like, this is amazing. So it's so great.
I never saw the first one.
You haven't seen the first season?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen like
Me
bits and
neither.
pieces, and I'm familiar with it. And I know like the It couple that's I think still together.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them are still together.
Who are the other ones?
I
There
was
was
gonna say
one,
the white
like, I
couple, but I can't remember the name.
The white couple is the ones I don't remember.
Yes, no one. It's
They weren't the It couple.
They weren't.
The It couple, I forget their names.
Oh, Lauren and Cameron?
Yes, and they were so cute,
Yeah.
and they're still together. What's it?
Amber and Barnett?
Barnett, yes.
Yes.
They're still together.
They're still
They're
together?
wild.
Yeah.
They were
They're
wild.
a little chaotic.
Are they? I haven't like.
You should watch the season.
Are they doing things? Are they out there slinging the gram?
If you would have told me that they would be the ones still together, I wouldn't have believed you.
I would have totally believed it.
Really?
Yeah, just because it's like she's a little wild child. He likes that kind of energy, and they just got on really well. I was like, oh, I think they'll make it.
Yeah.
I think,
Maybe they're just enough chaotic
yes.
where they work.
It's like cute, but I think people just aren't as invested.
Was
in
she the
them.
one that had like all the like financial conversations with him?
I mean,
and
that
was
was a
just
red
like
flag.
princessy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit like she's got some debt issues
Yeah.
that she like sprung on him, and he was like, "Kuh."
Yeah.
all right.
He's like, can't wait for a life with you and your massive debt.
Your huge APR.
and then season 2 is Chicago with like Shane and
Oh my
Natalie.
God.
Oh my
Here's
God.
what I will
No.
say: people come down so hard on Shane, and
We're Shane fans here.
I like him.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a dope.
He's a dope. He's real.
He's
He
real.
might have. I think he has to work on some of his reactive energy.
Yes.
And, certainly some.
Yes.
He's open about his trauma. He's dealing with some stuff. But yeah, you
Yeah.
know what you get with Shane.
Yeah, you're not surprised.
I trust Shane.
I do.
I don't trust Natalie. His ex.
Well, here's my thing about her. I like them together.
You
but
liked them together?
because she was so like kind of like tightly wound and like he was like goofy. It made me wonder if the night, he came home like drunk or
Yeah.
whatever. I wonder if he said some insane shit because she was just like, there were just things I can't work past.
I don't think so. I have heard
What's
from multiple
the tea?
people that
What's the tea?
she's very smart.
Yes.
Like way smarter than Shane. Not that Shane's
Yeah. I mean, we kind of all knew that.
But like,
Yeah.
she's exceptionally sharp, a bit manipulative, and she knew how to play the game. Like when they filmed The Perfect Match,
Love
you know,
that
like
show.
it just
Yeah.
came out, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they filmed that shit a long time ago. And those two, you know, were still in contact, and they got their phones for like an hour a day or something like that, cast, and like she would still like reach out to him and like get in his fucking head and shit like that. I heard that.
Wow.
I've heard from a lot of different producers that they just don't trust her.
Well, I feel like she had a rejection narrative, like where it seemed like she was really self-conscious about this idea that like Shane would be out of her league in some capacity, which was kind of confusing because like I didn't feel like there was any obvious like disparity between the two of them, but it just seemed like she was kind of like would poke him and like be kind of like deprecating to him, and I thought it was coming from a place of kind of like insecurity on her part, but because we're not seeing what she's seeing, it just looks like you're like picking on this guy. who's maybe not
I
as smart
think
as
she
you.
was fully aware that Shane's a reactive guy and that he was seen as a reactive person, and she knew how to poke
Wow.
the bear fairly strategically. And that's not to say that Shane isn't guilty of saying things that he needs to apologize for or
Right,
things like
yeah.
that, but I don't know.
This
It was
is
one of those
fascinating.
examples of like everyone was trying to point fingers during their season of, well, I'm team Shane or I'm team Natalie. And I think a lot of it was they were just not compatible and they truly
Yeah.
brought out the worst
Yeah,
in
they
each
were
other.
the worst
Yeah.
cast ever. Great for TV. And then what? Season 3 was
Bartiz.
Oh my
Raven.
god!
Raven.
I am Bartiz and his fucking hairline. I'm so sick of the bullshit. They are plants because I have never seen this many black men with fucked up hairlines before. Like, I'm like, what is happening?
Where did you find these people?
These are not the black men I know. So it's too much. Also, okay, we got to get into. Oh
Yeah,
my
let's get into
God.
season. Let's get into season 4.
Oh,
That's
I'm
why
so
we're here.
stressed. I'm
All right.
so stressed about this season.
We all know that moms, grandmothers, they like to keep track of photos. Typically, you have to say, Mom, do you have a photo of X, Y, and Z? I'm looking for this. And especially when you have special events coming up, whether that's a birthday party, a bridal shower, a baby shower, and you're trying to figure out where all these photos are, it's impossible to find the photos you actually need, which is why I was so excited to discover Mylio, because now all of my parents' old photos that are kept in their house can be digitized. And then we can search through them. We can all access them. We can find what we're looking for easily, quickly. There's no more digging through boxes. And it's the perfect tool to help me stay organized and protect all of your photos and videos because you don't want to lose them. You know, people move, things get lost. And Mylio is the perfect way to make sure that not only are they safe and secure, they're easy to access, you have them forever, and you can easily find them for any event or purpose you have.
Mylio is a smart and powerful system for managing a lifetime of memories. With Mylio photo apps, years of photos, videos, and important documents across all devices are cataloged in one shared library.
It's super easy to find any photos you're looking for. Also, they remove duplicates, so you know you're not digging through additional photos. Let's say if you and your sister had the same one, if you put them both in there, they're going to eliminate the duplicates, and you don't have to worry about losing files, privacy issues, data corruption that typically come with cloud storage options. And with the Mylio Photos app, it's just everything's there in one cataloged photo library.
Trust me, Mylio is the photo storage solution you've been looking for. I've arranged a special limited time offer for my listeners. Get 25% off your first year of Mylio when you sign up for an annual plan. To get this offer, go to my special URL. That's mylio.com/podcast25. That's MYLIO.com/podcast25. Get 25% off your first year at mylio.com/podcast25. Drizzly, the most convenient way to buy beer, wine, and spirits with delivery to your doorstep in under 60 minutes. Drizzly is taking over the world when it comes to party planning and making sure that you have the best alcohol at the party. And if you run out, no one has to leave. No one has to ruin the vibe of the party because Drizzly is there. And whether it's a party or maybe it's just a late night with your love life, or it's a hot date that's, you know, you said, come over and let's Netflix and chill. And you had a bottle of wine and you thought, I'm only going to get one bottle because I don't want to get ahead of myself. But then it turns out to be a lovely night. You're just immersed in conversation and you want to have one more. Go to Drizzly. Order your favorite drinks They have an incredible selection of all different types of wines and spirits from around the world. You can get creative and fun, try new drinks that you've never tried before, or they're sure to have your favorites because they have an incredible selection. Drizzly, the #1 app for alcohol delivery, again with delivery right to your door in under 60 minutes. It's a free app. Download the Drizzly app or go to drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY.com. Download the Drizzly app or go to drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY.com. Drizzly.com. I'll just turn it to you. How are you feeling about this season? We have 8 episodes that have dropped. Favorites, least favorites.
Here's my concern. I really think that Chelsea's about to get her heart broken. Just straight up. And she has no idea. And I just want to be like, Kwame is not that into you.
He is, for me, more than anyone here, clearly there for TV.
Oh, you don't even think he likes Micah?
No, not really.
I think
he
Micah's
definitely
there more for TV than he is. I think Micah and Irena, for sure, they were there.
I think
for
Kwame
TV.
would have got engaged to
Anyone?
anything.
Wow.
A bottle of water.
Drag
One of those gold goblets.
The gold.
Anyone, anything. And we found out that he did Married at First Sight.
Yeah, he was
same production
featured,
company
yeah.
that produces
No, I'm
Love
out.
Is Blind.
I'm out.
It was
That's
like
crazy.
when him and Micah were talking, and he's just one of those guys who just loves platitudes and like says a bunch of like what he calls deep shit. He's like, yeah, man, like that was him in the pods, and then I think he fucking hates Chelsea, hates her.
What?
Kwame?
She's so great.
I think Kwame hates her. Like every time they're hanging out, he's like, yeah, no, like I love you, and you're like, you're my favorite. But I think deep down he hates her. I think he was gonna get engaged to anyone.
Wow.
I think Micah was his first choice,
Yeah.
and then he was like, all right, who else likes me? And then especially after meeting everyone in person, he was like, I really regret my decision.
But I don't understand. Here's the thing: it's like Chelsea. Is she could she compromise a little bit more? For sure. I think there's a little bit where she's like, that's just marriage. And I was like,
she says that a lot.
I know.
She's just like, well, welcome to marriage.
And I'm like,
okay,
have
shit.
you been married before? Do you know? Like, what are you talking about, Chelsea?
Like every time something comes up, she's like, well, welcome to marriage. Okay.
She's literally wearing a dog apron as she's like giving a bath, and she's like, that's marriage.
Yeah, you just gotta clean a dog's asshole. That's marriage.
Yeah.
It's like I don't
Anything
think
terrible, that's marriage.
But I think that she genuinely like wants to be in love and like wants to have like a husband and kids and the whole thing. And I'm troubled by the fact that she can't see that he's not that into her, because to me it feels kind of obvious at this point.
Sure, yeah.
Like even after the pool hangout with like him and Micah talking for like an hour,
They were all over each other.
all over each other. He like forgot to bring Chelsea snacks. What the fuck? She asked for like a
She
drink.
asked for chips and guac.
Yes.
And then Micah and Irena said tequila
Like,
shots,
please.
and he went rogue.
Yes. And I'm just like, this is like week 2 of them being together, and he's already doing that. It's like, girl, like abort mish. It's over.
Oh, to me, everything Kwame is doing is all to like set up. I think Kwame in his head, like, showed up. He's like, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get in a relationship, to have them, because, they cast 15 women or something like that, like 30 people.
Yeah.
And we end up following, what is it?
I think it's 5 couples.
5
usually.
couples,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like a third of those. And I think Kwame was just determined to be one of those people. And he was just going to emote and be vulnerable and all that shit. And then now that he's with Chelsea, I think everything he's doing in his head is to like soften the blow, or to like set up the fact that like he's definitely going to say no to her at the altar. There's just no way he's going to
Yeah.
get married to Chelsea.
Yeah.
And I
don't
think
see it.
she's all in.
Yeah.
She's all in. But I also wonder, was she all in too soon? Because it felt like they were in the pods and she was just like, Kwame's the one, like immediately. And like, I want, because I'm a person who can like fall fast too. And I
Mhm.
just wonder if she just really put all her eggs in one basket just because of the vibe initially.
Maybe.
I'm stressed.
I don't think she's, super confident in herself.
She seems like someone who's like so proficient in like 95% of areas of life. Like I feel like she is a kick-ass friend. I bet she like does all of her shit at work. Like I think she's just like really
Like,
on
pays
it.
her bills on time for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes, like
Yeah.
so like she
Yeah.
gets her oil changed on the
Yeah.
6 month
She's
mark
really
dot.
efficient.
Like, you
Yeah.
know? But then I think
Very
there's
reliable.
yeah, and I think there's this like love where it doesn't click like because it's not so like individual. And so I imagine like because she's used to being so like in control of other areas, like in love it gets kind of funky with her. But I'm also curious like how much do we think it could be like Kwame's family hesitancy?
No, I think Kwame
That's-
texted his mom
Yeah.
and was like, I'm about to call you. I need you to be super pissed and hate this and make me feel bad. I would bet money on it that he gave his mom a heads
Yeah.
up and it's all part of the plan. I don't think there's a genuine bone in his body as it relates to his time on this show.
I feel like the mom thing is being greatly exaggerated.
Yeah.
Like her hatred of this. I'm like, I don't know if she hates. She's probably like, this is insane, but I don't think she's like, you're letting the family down and I raised you. But I'm like, that all feels like, I feel like he's going to use that as like an excuse for why the relationship
Yeah, because it
can't
was
work
like,
out.
he goes to Chelsea, look, I haven't talked to my mom yet.
Yeah.
As if like she's been hard to get a hold of.
Yeah.
And then it was like, and then
Is
it was
your mom
like,
playing games with you?
and then it was like, leave the room because I'm gonna call her right now because I know
That
she's
felt
gonna answer. I was
that
like,
felt weird.
what?
To be like, leave the room. That is some shady fucking shit.
Well, so why didn't we hear the mom's audio?
I know,
He's
that was
on
not-
speakerphone.
the call
What
with the mom.
I thought was probably, she probably didn't want to be
She
her
didn't
on the
want
show.
to.
Because
Yeah.
it didn't even say her name. It just said Kwame's mom when during the phone call. That
She-
was just
yeah,
Kwame.
she
She probably,
Probably-
didn't, she
she-
probably didn't want to be on camera.
Yeah, she probably didn't sign the appropriate paperwork.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What? You don't approve of me?" Like,
Yeah.
like he was like speaking
Yeah.
the way you would to provide exposition, like
Yeah,
not the
it
way
was
you talk to
trash.
someone on the phone.
He
It was
have-
trash.
I don't even know if anyone was on the other line.
Truly. Maybe they didn't have to mute anything. Maybe he was just like pausing
Yeah.
for silence.
Also, as soon as Chelsea set foot in his apartment,
Oh
that
my
is the
God.
most fuckboy apartment.
That is
I
chaos.
Man has
know.
lotion
And towels.
on,
I know.
Yeah.
on his coffee table.
Yeah.
He's
next to his bed couch.
Yeah.
no,
it
not
wasn't
even no.
great.
His bed couch.
yeah.
Yeah, his bed couch.
Like I have like nice like Aesop lotion on my like by my couch. He like literally had like Jergens and like Kleenex.
like
Yeah.
so
Yes.
when he like jacks
like
off,
whacking
I'm like
lotion.
and like,
literally jerking off.
and he didn't think to clean that.
I know.
And no one could say, oh, well, maybe production like didn't let him. You can do some serious damage cleaning up and give me 3 minutes.
yeah.
I could throw a bunch of shit in a closet.
Yeah.
Give me 5 minutes. I might even be able to wipe some shit
Yeah.
down. Give me 30 minutes and I can make it look like
Yeah.
on TV pretty fucking immaculate.
Yeah.
And he just like, nah, this
Or
isn't
like call
my place.
while you're
Call
on
a friend.
the honeymoon phase, like call like a cleaner to come by your apartment for like $100 to
Yeah.
make it like not look
Immaculate.
disgusting. Yeah.
Well, and I like how his looks like that. And then prior to seeing all that, he walks into her immaculate, very cute, girly studio and he's like, what's with the pink? Like, I was like, that, you don't get to criticize that.
I was like, she's just got a pink Keurig. Leave her alone.
Yeah.
I know, let her live.
Yeah.
She
No, but
has
like,
some accent pieces.
If she was
Yeah.
walking into that place, and keep in mind, she just got engaged to a man. The wedding's in what, 10 days, 12 days, 20 days, I don't know. That is not the apartment of a man that says I'm ready to get married. That is the biggest. If anything
It's a red
else,
flag.
forget about how he treats you, or how he talks to you, or just misses you,
Yeah.
or just his general disdain that he seems to have for you. You would think that walking into that apartment would be enough to say, you know what, it's one thing to get engaged
Yeah.
with someone I don't know, but I'm not marrying this guy.
No, I would have like walked in and been like, I let you put your dick in me and this is how you live?
But again, I think the
Ugh.
reason Kwame didn't do that because he's just like he doesn't want to break up with her. Everything about what he's doing says I want her to break up with me.
Break up chicken.
Yeah, he's playing that game, and that's a classic guy move. Guys will do anything they can to get a woman to break up with them.
Just grow up and end it. Just end it.
What? You think you're scared of me crying? Like,
no, that's
why
not
are
it.
people like not?
Well, because
you still want to be seen as a good guy.
It's not me.
But I mean, not you. But I mean, sorry.
I'm not speaking for men.
Yelling at you.
Oh, what? You don't like speaking for all men?
I think if I were to guess, there might be. Well, then, yeah, it's like if I break up with you, then the aftermath might be a little more. I'm less of the bad guy.
No, I'm sorry. You can't waste people's time. Not you.
I agree.
The proverbial you.
I set a record on my season of The Bachelor.
It was so good. I loved it.
But broke up with the most people on dates. Like, I didn't break up with people at rose ceremonies. I was just like, nah, it's not you. We can talk about it. It's time to go home. And I got shit for it. I was like, he's so mean.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Did they make you do the post breakup talk? Because if someone dumped me on TV, I'd be like, just take me to the Sprinter van, let me grab my away luggage and get the fuck out of town.
You get in a car, you drive in circles until you emote.
Like they just like, it's just like, oh, give me your hand. Let's like walk over to this bench and let's like get into why I'm dumping you. It's like, no, you don't want me anymore. Let me
call my fucking best friend who I haven't talked to for 6 weeks.
When Caitlin broke up with me at the quote unquote altar, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go, and it was like, no, let's talk about it. I'm like, I don't want to, and then she's like, but I love you. I'm like, what the fuck, And it was
like, no is a complete sentence.
It's fucking bizarre.
Yeah,
but
so crazy.
And then you get in the car, the limo or whatever, and you just drive, sometimes in circles.
Really?
Yeah.
Just until they can get like you crying or something.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
It's like when you're trying to tucker out a little kid and you like drive in circles until they fall asleep.
Wow.
So
crazy.
And then, sometimes you might get reminded that, you don't want to look like you don't care.
But it's hard because when you get dumped, sometimes you're just like.
For sure.
That you're just protecting yourself. It's like, obviously you do care. So you're just going to be like, fuck it. Because you're like, feel embarrassed.
Yeah, you want to act like you don't. But it's everyone on that show or whatever reality TV show, they're all afraid to be heartbroken and get embarrassed. But I will say the producers are right about this, because I've learned that your best moment is when you get heartbroken. That's your opportunity to. That's when you're the most likable. That's when you're the most vulnerable, the most relatable, because no matter who you are, or like, for example, Kwame. Let's say we're wrong,
I don't think we are.
I don't think we are. But let's say Chelsea, and all of a sudden we see this man cry. We're gonna be like, oh, poor thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen. How much would you bet that Kwame's not gonna get married to Chelsea? Like, what would you risk?
I would bet comfortably $300.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd do that.
What's the return? You know what I mean?
1 for 1.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no odds.
Yeah.
I'd bet 50K. There's just no way.
Oh shit!
Okay, Mr. New Uggs every day.
Okay,
listen. Uggs, so
no, I'm just.
He got
I just,
money.
Like, I don't want to lose it. I just think there's just no fucking way.
Yeah.
I think it's the safest bet ever.
There's also a chance Chelsea like pulls the like deep D moment where she's like, like you don't like me. So I agree.
That might be true. I'm just saying.
Kwame's not saying
Kwame's not getting married to Chelsea.
No.
He's not saying yes. I don't know what Chelsea's going to do. And there's definitely going to be a surprise moment. Like there could be like at the end, someone's like going to Chelsea. It's like, do not marry this guy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, have you seen that Deep D episode?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be shocked if there's something like that. And that's a good point. We are maybe setting up Chelsea to like be the person who chooses herself and doesn't put up with this kind of fuckboy energy, or someone who clearly doesn't show any appreciation for Chelsea whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because like with Micah, we saw when she went to Paul's house, like she was talking mad shit about his, and like, sure, I could see how from an interior design standpoint, like it's not, maybe it's not like a bougie fancy place, but like Paul's place wasn't like fucking filthy like Kwame's. No, and I was like, Kwame would have cleaned if Micah was coming over.
Paul's wasn't filthy, but I gotta say, I mean, I'm a little older now. Is this new generation of 20-year-old men? These were really pathetic apartments.
But I will say that's always been 20-something-year-old men. Were you out here at
not when I moved to LA. These guys, no, these are people are in Seattle's pretty expensive. It's expensive, but I didn't have a couch from the street. The
couch from the street was a damning factor.
Paul
that wasn't
has
a great
real
moment.
job. He he's a scientist. He's some engineer. He's making real money. He works. He should not have mixed match furniture.
Yeah.
One of which is a couch from the street.
I feel like Facebook Marketplace is different. When you find something on a curb, you do not know how long it's been out there. You don't know what kind of bugs. You don't know why it was put on the street.
There's semen on it.
Yeah, 100%.
Do not put a black light on that couch.
Semen and doo-doo. It was both. 100%.
It was also the two couches so close together with a little coffee table in the middle.
Listen, I understand. Listen, times can be tough, and if you need to, I understand. But Paul doesn't need to.
You're an engineer, Paul.
He has health insurance.
He can spend $800
yes
on a totally wonderful couch. Might not be the most comfortable.
Go to CB2.
Yeah. Go to Ashley's Furniture.
Yes.
Go to
Amazon.
Hit me with an IKEA if you must.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's our sponsor?
Article.
Go to Article.
Yeah,
they cut out the middleman. They cut out the middleman. The prices are super affordable.
And for summer, you can refresh your
what the fuck? I was just kind of blown away by
I feel from the female perspective, having dated a fair amount of straight dudes, I feel like almost every straight dude in his 20s, it's just this could be a serial killer's home. It's like this
bare minimum shit.
Yeah, we're very close to it.
Yeah.
We're very close to it, and they just need someone to be like, design is good.
They have one fork, one knife.
Yes.
Have
you looked at paint swatches? It'll change your life. You have to sort of Sherpa these guys into adulthood.
I will say it once. I will say it again. Intimissimi.
Intimissimi. There's always one more I than I think there's going to be.
And not only does it sound luxurious and Italian and fun coming out of our mouths,
it is.
But the company itself is also all of those things.
I mean, listen, lingerie is the love language of sex.
Everyone speaks.
Yeah.
We all have that one in common.
Everyone loves it. I've heard you feel sexy.
There's nothing better than wearing a matching bra and underwear. And yes, we love the lingerie. We love a big set, but even just having stuff that you wear day to day that matches and that makes you feel good when you look in the mirror can be such a good way to boost morale in the morning. And I did a little stint in Italy, and I remember specifically shopping at Intimissimi, and it was all of these gorgeous fabrics with really high quality materials, because when it comes to undergarments, the material really matters for comfort, and Intimissimi has got you covered with the nicest stuff, and you don't just have to take it from me.
Jennifer Lopez, she wears it. She puts it on her body. Anything Jennifer Lopez puts on her body, is high quality, because I mean, let's be real. Jennifer Lopez, she's crushing life. I don't know. How old is she nowadays? Doesn't matter. She
ageless.
Body of a goddess. Is that okay for me to say? I feel like it is. Either way, she's putting on her body. You should too. Intimissimi.
So if you would like to have this luxurious brand in your life with the gorgeous fabrics, colorful silks, delicate lace, and endorsed by Jennifer Lopez, you need to go to Intimissimi, and you can find them at intimissimi.com/JLo. That is INTIMISSIMI.com/JLo.
Hey, everyone out there who's all you young professionals or old professionals, doesn't really matter. You're making money. Maybe numbers aren't your thing. Maybe managing your money isn't your favorite thing. If you're like me, you're wasting money on a bunch of apps you've bought and paid for that you're not using. I have a solution for you. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Truly, it does all these things. It's incredible. It will just let you know if you haven't used an app in a period of time. And also, it'll cancel it for you. Also, it will help negotiate your bills, like your phone bills. It's incredible. It's amazing how much money that you can save by using Rocket Money's personal finance app. I literally have saved thousands of dollars by them helping me cancel a bunch of apps that I've got, and then they have these recurring monthly payments. It's nuts, but it's incredible how easy Rocket Money makes it to just save you money. Rocket Money also helps you manage your finances in one place and automatically categorizes your expenses so you can easily track your budget in real time. Also get alerts in anything that looks off. Over 3 million people have used Rocket Money, saving an average of up to $720 a year. $720 a year.
Wow.
I've actually saved more through Rocket Money, but that's their average. Their average is a $720 a year savings. So you have no reason not to get Rocket Money. Stop throwing your money away, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/VIALL. That's rocketmoney.com/VIALL. rocketmoney.com/VIALL. What do we think? Let's get into the whole Micah and Irena of it all.
I just find them to be so cruel because they're acting like Zach looked disgusting. And I was like, he looked like a normal guy.
He looks like one of them.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys are all in the same look level.
Yeah.
Let's just be, there's no Zendayas here.
Exactly.
Let's just be honest.
There is nothing more
Call it what it is.
frustrating
Yeah.
than, whatever number they may be,
Yeah.
acting like they're somehow out of their league.
Yes.
And it's just like, there's no one. Speaking of, have you seen Irena's Instagram?
No. Is it chaotic?
No, it's aesthetically quite nice.
Okay.
It's borderline catfishy.
Lots of filters.
It's
I gotta see. Someone pull it up. This is stressing me out.
There are a couple pictures where it's just like, that is not the same person.
No. It's like people find out.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna see you in person and go, oh.
Yeah.
That's what I've never
You know what I mean?
understood that. Like
Yeah.
I've ever since I've had social media, I've done this. I've
Yeah.
been like, every once in a while, I'll like go to a friend who
Yeah.
I believe to be honest,
Yeah.
and I just say like, is this me? Is this a fair representation
Yeah.
of the person you're
Yeah.
meeting? And yeah,
I just feel like she was so mean to Zach and being like, oh, you look like a cartoon character. Like she was just so trying to be hurtful to him.
yeah,
And I didn't
cartoon character.
I didn't understand why.
We love Zach. Yeah,
Yes, he could. I will say he could blink just 10% more.
he's
Yeah.
totally weird.
Yeah.
He's not for everyone.
Correct.
Which
is great.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
totally fine. But, and I've said this already, I think, well, on the of talking with friends, of all the people on this cast,
Yeah.
let's say they don't match with anyone else,
Yeah.
but we all know that someday they meet someone,
Mm-hmm.
and the person they meet is going to be in love with, they're compatible, they are attracted to each other. I would bet on Zach to be the best partner. I just think
I could see
he's,
that.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I had to put money on someone to be a good partner to
Yeah.
whoever they end up with, I'm betting on Zach.
Yeah. I think his picker is off because he was just like, oh, Irena seems like really cool. I know she does some things that are like negative, but I think like I feel like there's a little bit like he wanted to like save her or fix her a little bit. And it's just
totally.
like, no, Zach, you should just go with the person you're into who's also into you and is not going to make you work for it.
I also think he picked Irena because he sees her as damaged goods.
Yeah.
And he said, I trust Irena more.
Yeah.
And I think when he says that, he means I feel safer with her, because I think with Bliss, it was, and he said, she can come across a bit pretentious, and he has some fears about like how families might judge him, and he's like a guy from the streets, so to speak, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think Irena, even through the pods, came across as someone who is troubled, who isn't very confident in herself, and she opened up about all that in the pods,
Yeah.
thinking that Zach was some like charming, good-looking,
Yeah.
suave lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only to like meet Zach and then be, her true colors came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he just felt safer with her, and I think in a way, Irena kind of reminded him of his mom, and then I think Irena sold herself as someone who is misunderstood,
Yeah.
and people don't get her,
Yeah.
a la his mom misunderstood. People judged her because she was a stripper and things like
Right.
that. So I think it was a lot of that energy, and
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. His picker's way off. This picture,
Oh.
that's
That's
alleged.
not-
That's allegedly Irena.
That's not her. There's no way that's her.
That doesn't
What?
Go.
Yeah.
That there's more, but yeah, it's a bit
Yikes.
catfishy. kind of.
That one is okay, but you could tell like she smoothed out her skin on that one. Just don't do it, guys. Oh, that cow. Oh, come on.
That's not her.
That
That's
is not her.
That could be a stand-in.
That is some other fucking brunette from Calabasas. That is not Calabasas face.
That's not her?
No, Irena, what's happening?
Come on.
It's a different person.
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
You are beautiful.
Anyways, but that's the person. Irena has looked at her Instagram too much.
Wow.
And when she talks to Zach, she is talking to Zach as if that's the person she thinks she is.
And even if you are quote unquote better looking than someone, who the fuck
Don't be
cares?
a dick. Yeah.
Who cares? At the end,
Literally.
it looks fade. You got to have a good personality. Oh my God. Irena.
Who does she follow?
Yeah, she follows one of you because there was a follow back
There's
on
a
that.
follow back on that.
It's probably Viall Files.
Oh, there's a follow back on that.
Oh yeah, because I'm logged in under Viall Files.
Irena, just
Be
you're
yourself.
a beautiful person.
Yes.
Just show who you are. That is not you.
That's troubling. Yeah. So I think my big issue with Micah is she comes across like the person who is like, I don't want you, but I don't want anyone else to want you either.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing with Kwame. Like this, because I'm like, for real, like, yes, they were talking all the time, but it was 4 days. It was 4 days.
And they both like horoscopes.
Exactly. It wasn't that deep. And I think she just like was shocked that like Kwame like air quote moved on to Chelsea. And so then she's like, oh, Kwame, I just want to hold your hand and like I'm there for you if you ever need to talk. I'm like, well, he could have talked to you every day as your fucking fiance.
Yeah.
So enough.
It's like you're getting in a car. Why do you want him to still chase after you?
Exactly. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And her friends were mean to Paul.
Friends suck.
I didn't like that. He was really nice because he was like trying to give a thoughtful answer as to like why he liked her. Like, and they were like shitting on him. I'm like, oh, you hate him because he read books? Like, what? What's the problem?
Her
here?
friend does not. Her friend hates it because it has nothing to do with Micah.
Correct.
She just doesn't want Micah to leave
Correct.
the friend group.
Yeah, we're all single together.
Yeah, we're all single together.
Yeah.
You get married. This is gonna kill our vibe. This is all about her friend hating it.
It was,
Which
so
just sucks because then it's just like,
mean.
yeah, Micah, not only has she demonstrated some shitty behavior, like then you see her friends and you're like, oh, this all makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. And so why doesn't Paul see it? That's what I don't understand.
I don't know. To me, I think what part of why this season I think is so good though is I think this cast is, they're aware they're making TV.
Oh, you for sure.
Like early on in the pods, some of the sad stories, I just were just like, I don't know. I don't know if this is a sad story or you just know you're on TV. Everyone makes it to the altar. There's not a lot of breakups, even in past seasons.
Yeah.
There's always like the threat of a breakup.
Yeah.
But they tend to all make it to the altar. And I don't know if that's a production thing,
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
like a
it is
couple, there's
production.
always maybe one couple that breaks up right after. On Chicago, it was Sheena, or is it Shane? It's the blonde chick that people thought.
Oh yes.
Shayna.
Shayna.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then that
yeah,
other
She was
guy-
kind of trying to slide in.
And then
with
what's
Shane.
his name with the guy with the nose ring who like pretended to like deep.
Kyle, I think.
Kyle.
They ended
yeah.
up kind of dating a
They,
little bit
they,
afterward.
they ended
Yeah.
up kind of pretending to date for clout.
No, I know you mean because it's like sometimes you just go, clearly these people aren't vibing, but they're still showing up to the wedding
Yeah.
and trying on dresses. It's like, LOL, what? But yeah, I think this season for sure it's like, oh, this person wants to be on, this person wants to be on, like make it to like Perfect Match season 2. Like you can just sort of tell, you know what I mean? What I will say is I really like Bliss. I like Bliss and Zach. I actually like them together.
They're my favorite couple. And
They're fun.
Not because like it's like Brett and Tiffany.
They're
Every
not-
time they come
they're
on,
boring.
yeah, it's like every
Yeah.
time they come on
I check
the
my
camera,
phone. I
it's
check
just
my phone.
like, thanks, great, you're still in love, wonderful, you're
Yeah.
both good-looking people, normal,
Emotionally mature.
emotionally
Have your
mature,
shit
regulated.
together.
You seem like
Yeah.
a good match. Like I don't care. Great. Where the fuck is Micah and Paul? Like, give me some more fucking like,
Kwame!
give me Jackie and Marshall.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
that I can't. The amount of self-sabotage that is going on, and that fight was so bad. Like when Marshall was like, "You're, what do you say, damaged goods?
Yeah.
You're a project." I was like, the thing is, like, I know he said in the heat of the moment, but I'm like, I also believe that to be true.
That was his truth.
I think he is like a good guy who likes to date wounded women so he can like nurture them and fix them and feel like the hero.
Yeah, I see. Marshall is not the perfect king that so many people are saying he is. I see a little of myself in him.
Oh,
of
shit.
21, 22, 25-year-old Nick who means really well, had probably a good upbringing in terms of like the values of what it means to be in a relationship, and has feels strong feelings and wants to fall and has the good intentions, but just isn't quite emotionally regulated and loves a project deep down and maybe even smart enough to be self-aware about that, but not self-aware enough to like stop doing it.
Yeah.
I saw that first red flag when he got mad at Josh in the pods, where the dibs guy. I don't like the dibs guy.
Yeah.
It's like he goes to the pods, he connects with Jackie, comes back to the common room, and is like, me and Jackie, I'm in love. Meanwhile, Josh, as dopey as turns out to be.
Oh my God!
No,
he's drunk.
He's horrible.
He's horrible, but
he's fully horrible.
Nevertheless, he just like kept to himself.
Yeah.
He came back and why does he owe,
Marshall anything
or like let him know that he's also vibing with Jackie? Like if Jackie wants to let Marshall know that there's something else going on as she eventually did, then fine. But Marshall acted like Josh, the people, I've had guys like that, guys who like some girl will walk into the room and they're just like dibs. And you're just like, okay, cool. They'll buy her a drink and they'll get all up in her, and start flirting with her. And, they're a little awkward and, back in the day, and I'm standing in the pass and like in the back, and, a couple hours later, me and her start talking and it's vibing. And all of a sudden my friend's all like, what the fuck, man? Like, I'm like, you called dibs on a fucking stranger
and gave her no chance to assert who she might
wanted
want to vibe with.
And there's a lot of guys like that, and Marshall has a little bit of that energy in the pod, and I think he means really well. I think someday he'll be a great partner to someone, not Jackie. And yeah, he got fucking mean there, and I know she pushes buttons, but they are
so not compatible. Like she wants someone aggressive, and then anytime he like got aggressive, she was like, you better stop. I was like,
I mean, Josh is her type.
Yes.
Although I kind of understand.
She said she dates 6'5"
fine,
dudes.
But
with,
like she loves that cauliflower ear. Like she sees that cauliflower ear and she's like wrestler and she is down.
She likes a fuck boy.
Yeah.
She does. I don't even think Marshall and Jackie are going to make it to the altar. That's my prediction. I actually do not think it's going to happen because she's making a whole stick like, my family this, my family that. She's always like, got to go into the bathroom and cry for like 45 minutes and lock him out. I'm like, what is happening with your, like, if you knew your family's going to be like this, why did you go on the show then?
Yeah.
Come on.
Exactly.
Come on.
It's just like, everyone's like, oh, Jackie has such a sad family story. It's just like, well, she still win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it doesn't have its problems.
Right.
Yeah. Every family has some shit going on.
Yeah.
You knew what you knew.
Yeah. You knew if you got far enough, your family was going to meet the person you're engaged to.
Yeah.
And now you're like, this is a...
I have to go.
This is what I didn't like. And Marshall is not great either. But what I didn't like was when his family was like 30 minutes out in an Uber and she was just like,
I can't do this.
I don't know if I can do this. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I would have dumped you then. I would have been like, you're playing fucking games. My family's here. You're going to be like, I don't know if I could do this. And I got to go into the closet.
But he responded so well. He was like, I can take them for a walk around the block.
No.
Like, I don't want you to be in this headspace. Like, he did. I mean, I'm not saying he's not problematic, But his response to that was great.
His response should have been fuck you.
Yeah.
No, because she was intentionally creating drama right before his family comes. Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
I don't think Marshall's problematic. I just think he's not a finished product. And I think he thinks he is, which is the disconnect. That's his biggest red flag, is I don't think he's as self-aware as he thinks he is. But I think ultimately he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Because it's like whenever he's the hero, he's fine. But it's like he'll try to make himself the hero. Like the whole thing, how it went down with Josh, where like Jackie just didn't break up with him. And then he's like, you were manipulated. And it's like, no, she made a choice that you didn't like. But he's so quick to like cast scenarios. So that way he gets to be the one who like swoops in and is like, it's okay, babe. Like, it's okay. And it's like, it's not okay, but not for the reason you think.
Yeah.
Damn, Marshall. Upon further inspection, yikes. Yikes on bikes. But if she ends up with Josh, I'm going to lose it. I will rip out my weave. I really will. Just braid by braid. I can't. I can't allow it.
I would be kind of great.
No! The way that they
deserve each other.
I know, but the way he was at that party, he was like so drunk.
So drunk.
I was like, ooh.
No, he was one of those close talker drunk guys that gets up in your face. No, he sucks.
Yeah.
But I do think him and Jackie are fairly compatible. I mean, he might not be tall enough, but he's got that cauliflower ear that I guarantee you she's into.
Yeah.
She sees that across from a bar with a couple earrings and like, that's my dangerous man. That's my man.
She's drenched. She is drenched. Fully drenched.
Yeah.
What did you think of her phrasing for when she was talking about like initiating sex? And it seems like maybe it's a more overarching issue about his personality, but it seems like especially when it comes to intimacy, she was like, I want you to be more aggressive.
But he had a good point too. He's like, "What? You've not done anything to make me feel desirable.
Yeah.
You've done nothing. How is he just supposed to keep being like, I'll give you more, I'll give you more, I'll give you more, I'll give you more. Also, sexy time.
I think she just makes shit up.
She just finds a way to pick a fight.
Yeah.
It's just, she's like, you didn't have sex with me this afternoon. And she decides in her head that is a timeline that's gone on too far. And she's that type of girl who wants you to guess what she wants. She will never tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when she does tell you, it's after it's too late. Why didn't you do this? You know, it's not like, hey, babe, you know, it really like make me feel good if you could just, you know, like, and whenever, like, just be mindful. And like, I think you're great, by the way, but like, it'd be really helpful if you could just, you know, just prioritize this or do this for me in the future. And like, thanks. And then when someone does it, she's like, oh, thanks. No, it's always like, I wanted this. You know, it's like, she's that, I want you to guess. I want you to know. I want you to, you know, because if you knew who I was, if you understood me, if you saw me for who I really am, you would know, you would figure it out. And she self-sabotaged.
It wasn't good because it was also like she was sort of like questioning his manhood. And I'm like, well, that's not going to make him get hard. Like, I just think you have to be like, you can have a conversation where it's just like, hey, I like what we're doing in the bedroom, but like, you know, you can like take a little more control if you want. Like, I'm into that. And that could just be like a simple conversation and you go off and bang instead of being like, be more aggressive. You're not being manly enough. It's just like, that's a quick way to make sure someone does not want to fuck you.
Mm-hmm,
and you just have to have like an adult conversation about it. It can't like if he was saying like shitty things about her in the bedroom, it would be like such a conversation. You know what I mean? So I just think you have to just be able to communicate well.
Despite our love for Zach and Bliss, I fucking hated that proposal on the boat.
Here's the thing. I hated it, but I was also, this is very Zach and Bliss. So it made sense. I was like, it's kind of chaotic. I was like, is he going to fall off the boat? He's like fumbling in his pocket. She's like, yeah.
They had their first kiss. I mean, I know it's Love is Blind, so the other people like didn't even see each other before they said yes to each other. But it was like the dynamic changed. You know, Bliss doesn't want to be anyone's second choice.
Yeah.
But she's also down to get engaged.
Yeah.
I don't know. They also do seem like a good match. Like, I think they could work.
Yeah, like when they hang out and have conversations, I'm like, they're both delightfully weird.
Yeah.
It
the
just
show's
works
very
so
much
well.
leaning into that. I'm like, they've got to be having more conversations than like Neopets and like all these other random like Tamagotchi situations. Like, we've got to be talking about more than that, right?
I heard when they were filming that people in charge weren't sold on Zach. You know, he was in the pods and they were doing their thing, and they were just like, no, we don't care about him. And
What?
one of the like other like maybe lower producers were like, you gotta pay attention to this guy. You gotta pay attention to this guy. And yeah, I think he's quickly becoming like the star. He's the main character in a way.
I think
he's
so,
getting the
too.
most airtime.
Yeah.
Right? He's up there.
Yeah.
Choose your fighter. Zach's proposal or Zach's song in the pods.
Oh my God.
Oh, the song was also not an original, we found out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
No.
Mhm.
Yeah. He stole that from like a 14-year-old YouTube video or song that was put on YouTube 14 years ago.
Zach.
Also, people are going to find out, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's the internet.
Yeah. You
yeah.
can't escape.
You're going to go on one of the biggest shows.
And then, the Love is Blind fan bases.
He kind of
intense.
looks like a property brother, right?
No, he does. He looks more
kinda-
like the Property Brothers and their actual third brother.
I
If you
know,
put them
the
side
third
by side,
brother.
He looks like he
yeah.
could, if he was an actor, could be casted in like some sort of comic book show. He's got one of those like very
Yes.
memorable faces.
Yeah, I'm Team Zach, even though he stole a song from a 14-year-old. That's not cool.
well, the song was 14 years old.
Oh,
the
okay.
14-year-old didn't
Who-
write
okay,
it.
got it.
Who wrote the song?
It's
Yeah.
by
Ludo?
Luddo or Ludo. It's called Sarah's Song. And he basically like swapped out Irena's name and like put pods in there. But the song itself is like, I found my Blarney Stone. Like it's the exact same
Oh
song.
my-
It came out in 2004.
This is also very Zach, so I'm kind of into it. I'm like, he would steal this like random.
Maybe he
ass
thought because he
song.
swapped some words out, it was suddenly an
Like,
original.
Well, I don't know. He's a lawyer, and maybe he's not like practicing copyright law, but like,
ah,
but you
As
would,
criminal defense, he committed a crime.
he did.
yeah.
A copyright crime.
Yeah.
It's not his expertise, but he should know better that just swapping on a couple words. How does that work with like Netflix? If that's someone else's, can you sing? I guess could I go on like The Bachelor and sing like "Call Me Maybe"?
No, they wouldn't. Like even like when I like if you because I do stand up and like if you like are going to quote a song, it's like you can maybe do like the first line and sing it, and then after that you'll like have to pay for it. There's like no way.
So how did they get away with Zach singing that song and them airing the whole thing?
Well, I think
they didn't know maybe because
Yeah.
I'd never heard of this song.
I also think Zach's a lawyer. So I do think he could be like, none of the notes were the same because he was pretty off key the whole time.
Yeah, but it's not
You
Zach.
know?
Yeah,
Quite
he
honestly,
swapped
it's
out
not
the word
Zach's
Sarah
fight
for
It's
Irena.
not Zach's fight to pick. It's Netflix.
Yeah.
honestly. And I'm just wondering how Netflix was able to get away with it if it's someone else's song. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe there's someone else coming forward and about to get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that
Yeah.
money,
Yeah.
get those hundreds of dollars. Yeah, I don't know. I like Zach and Bliss. The proposal was not my favorite. I'm 50-50 on if they're gonna say yes.
Zach and Bliss.
Yeah.
Zach saying yes.
Because I think she's really bothered that she was the second choice. And I think
Yeah.
she's trying to be like, I'm over it. I'm just going to like tease you for a little bit longer. But she says
And she gets
that.
to be on TV.
Yeah.
She gets to be part of the show.
Exactly.
So she's incentivized to say yes to the engagement.
Yeah.
Engagements are super easy to get out of.
Yeah. They're so.
Yeah, get a new piece of jewelry for a few weeks.
Well, yeah.
Ludo, I don't know how you pronounce it. The band did tweet, yes, we know, and the show got our permission. Glad to know you guys are looking out for us because so many people
Okay.
tagged him.
All right.
Awesome.
And he said, Zach himself said, I sang a lot of Ludo in the pods. I may or may not have also sang another one of their songs at a bar in Mexico. So he's just got them on
Gotcha.
shuffle.
So he likes them. He's
Yeah.
a big fan of them. And
Yeah.
so maybe when he said I
He
made
just
it
shouldn't
up.
he shouldn't have said I wrote you a song because he
Well,
didn't.
in the heat of the moment, now that I'm aware
Yeah.
that like
It
that
got
Netflix
clearance.
knew and it got clearance, that like that was him in the moment, not necessarily worrying about copyright law or TV, but like
Trying to get in them draws.
yeah, he was just like he was just like a panty romper.
down
and
the
it's
wall.
like-
right?
And so, you know, and imagine, right? You're on a date, and let's say you're dumb or brave enough, however you want to look at it, to sing someone a song. Like even if you're John Mayer, I just don't think you sing to someone
It
on
is
a date.
so vulnerable.
Mm-mm.
Like,
Such a way to give me the ick.
I
I
would
would have
leave.
pretended to fall asleep.
Yeah, I
can't
anyway.
believe she fell asleep.
But if you do that, you know, you're not worried about like you're gonna say I wrote you a song, even if
Yeah.
you inserted some words. Like
Yeah.
maybe you're like, yeah, well, I mean, I didn't write the. You know, and also it wasn't that good that she wasn't like blown away. But like, did you write that? Did anyone watching that show, like, I don't think anyone, the millions of people watching Netflix, I don't think anyone was in disbelief that Zach, you know, I'm like, he didn't write that, did he? You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like he just threw in some words and, you know, fine.
I do think we should normalize people who don't have like good singing voices singing though.
I don't. And I don't have a good voice.
Wow.
Why should we normalize that?
I think it should be something like not like we should all be forced to listen to them in concert, but I think like I feel like as someone who is very tone deaf, like I will never sing because like people don't want to hear that. But I think people have a lot of joy in like singing as more of like a collective experience.
Yeah. Shower karaoke, that's fine.
Sing at your
like,
house, karaoke.
Yeah.
But if you're tone deaf, and I am, and you want to sing in public, you deserve to be shamed a little bit. Like I don't want to live in a world where everything is okay and everything is like it's your
hot
I just
take,
feel like people
you
won't
know?
try if they're bad. Like they won't even try. And I mean in like private settings. Like I won't do karaoke unless it's like
because you're scared of the shaming. You're scared of someone like this
yeah.
Mr. Investor in Uggs over here.
50K.
Fucking just dropping 50K bets.
I'm like, there's people who graduated musical theater school
I'm
10
not
years
gonna
ago who
lose
need
that
this.
bet.
And I don't.
I know the things you will win.
that is
Yeah, no one's
safe
thinking that.
money. Yeah, I just if you want to go and dance like a fool in public, great. But like I don't have to pretend it's good.
Okay, here's what I mean to say is that I think it is more meaningful when someone who is bad at singing sings for you.
No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
not. No, it's not.
That shit hurts
That's
my
the
ears and I'm
biggest
embarrassed
ick.
for
No,
you.
it's
Biggest
punishment.
ick.
Yeah, I don't want to
like
hear that shit.
Don't sing to me ever.
No.
If you have a bad voice and you're like trying to sing to me to like, it's like I'd rather just put on a fucking Spotify playlist.
Even if you have a
Like-
good voice. Like I'm like, I had this will they won't they thing with this guy for years.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that he wants to sing to his bride on their wedding day. And I was like, well, it's a won't they. I was like, we're not doing this. I was like, that's
yeah,
it.
it's
We're
just,
done.
Again, John Mayer.
If
I don't
his
think
voice is good.
Now, what are you supposed to do? You sit. It's like it's being sung happy birthday to on times 10. It's awful.
Yeah,
I don't know,
someone
I'd be
sitting
into
there
it.
if you singing to you.
If you have like a really good voice and it's our wedding day, you're going to sing me a song, I'm going to slide out of my chair. That's going to be hot because I'm so wet. That's why I'm sliding.
No, I
Nick,
get it.
just
Yeah, yeah.
I would just be sliding
Just
to
so
the
you
ground.
know,
So you
Nick,
walk-
it's because my vagina is dripping.
Yeah, no.
That's why I'm sliding
I'm an
out.
adult. I got it. It's cool.
I think singing together is better.
Ew.
No.
When you like
mean.
perform.
No. If you're
Oh,
both bad
it's
singers,
better.
like go down together. Like you know what I mean?
You don't think it's better than at least you're doing.
I guess I'm just thinking about like, oh, if it's like Usher or somebody like singing to me, I'd be like, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're dating Usher, you're like yeah, you sing and I'll just get wet, you know. But I think it's to Derek's point.
Right.
It's
If it's
just
not
like,
a professional
if
singer,
you're just
then
too
don't.
like
Yeah.
it's the whole idea that unless you're Usher,
Yeah.
you know, you're putting through someone you claim to love and want to impress and probably want to have sex with, and you're putting them through having to listen to you think you're good.
Right.
And then say come out with these horrible noises.
I'm only saying if you are professional level or above, then you can sing to me at our wedding.
Okay, yeah.
If that is your main job, if that is
Yes.
your
If
title.
you have a
Correct.
record deal,
Correct.
if you have a record
Okay.
deal,
Yes.
That's
yes. Yes.
the
yes.
line.
Yes. If you're just
If you're a recreational singer, hit
No.
the
and
road.
you don't require any of that kind of, you know,
Auto-tune.
Auto-tune?
yeah,
Mm.
then you can sing to me because that'll be like fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Glad we've established these
Yeah.
ground rules.
I think it's good. So someone propose, go for it.
We're ready.
So it was announced that the reunion is going to be live on Netflix, and I'm very excited about this. I
So
think this
pumped.
is groundbreaking television. I think it's going to be an absolute mess. I think it's possible that someone ruins their life.
Yeah.
Oh my-
Truly,
Yeah.
it's live. And think about it, like Bachelor AFR live. It's live, but very limited in time. You know, you go out there, and it doesn't matter if you haven't talked to the person who broke your heart 3 months ago, and you have so much to say. You get out there, and they're like, "All right, you got 90 seconds."
Yeah.
And maybe there's 2 segments you're on, so you got 290. Like, there's just not enough time, right? You got, you know, the host talking, and so you have to be very succinct, and you have just enough time to like say a couple platitudes and ask like 1 or 2 questions. It's like, why did you break
Yeah.
my heart? You know, like, when did you know, and shit like that. That's not this. This is Netflix. There's no commercial breaks. They can let this shit go on for as long as they want.
They'll be good.
You
They'll
know?
be good.
What's interesting about Love is Blind, the cast is like, I think, generally speaking, these people become fairly close.
Mm-hmm.
They go through this very traumatic experience. They're living in the same city. So, like, just proximity, I'm sure they hang out a lot because, like, no one can relate to this craziness that they've gone through. And I have no doubt that right now there's a lot of conversations with cast being like, so, like, we're good, right? Like, and there's like a lot of like alliances being made and like conversations, but it won't matter because when they get in that room, producers are going to be talking to them, and it just takes one grenade.
Yeah.
It just takes one bomb, and maybe they'll show like The Bachelor does, where they get all the behind the scenes footage of all the shit that was talked about, and they can pile that together to like a 3-minute like shit talking fest. And then they play that and be like, you said what about what the fuck, Irena? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's probably a lot more footage of Irena and Paul just like rubbing up on each other.
Oh my God. Foot in cleavage.
Yeah. And there's probably
Real
more.
close.
There's probably more of it. And they're going to show that to Micah right before she comes out. And they'll have Vanessa and Nick just prompt them with some questions. And they'll just wait until they're all... And it might be a slow start, but I just think there's going to be some real
Yelling.
big, yes. And I think someone might like say something that they'll forever regret.
I think it's going to be great. I kind of want Tan France to host the reunion because when he hosted the Selling Sunset reunion, I don't know if you guys saw it, he was really good.
He was.
Like, he was straight up asking, he was asking questions that you could not wiggle out of. And I was like, damn.
When they decided to show the G-Flip music video at the end and show it to everybody, and then Chriselle was like, we're dating. Everyone's facial expressions, and Tan's like, let's dive into this, shall we? I see the shock on your face.
Yeah.
I hope Nick and Vanessa come prepared.
They better be ready to drag some people because so many people were being messy.
Yeah.
And talking so much shit. I'm like, we got to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the conversation between Micah and Irena after the fact of like Micah being like, what the fuck?
For me, I just felt like I was like, Micah, you're out here basically rubbing on Kwame's dick and you're mad that like Irena was like flirting with Paul. I'm like, you guys are doing the same thing. So who cares? You're both trifling.
And Micah's still doing it.
Yes.
She's still like the last episode essentially kind of ended with more Micah and Kwame, with Micah being like, do you have regrets? And Micah does that whole like looks away like, and that cackle that he has, I can't fucking do. And those are the moments that Paul and Chelsea, they're not seeing. These the eye rolls or that kind of like him not saying it, but like saying it with his body. Like they're not, Chelsea and Micah, like all these people, they're not seeing this stuff. And when they do, it's going to be real. I mean, I hope Paul has an opportunity to come out guns a-blazing.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And like, even Kwame saying that he needs closure. I'm like, it was 4 days.
Closure from what?
Yeah.
But he also said she'll always be special to me.
Yeah,
I'm
like
like,
have a special place in my heart.
Why?
Yeah, I'm like, we cannot, not Micah. No. So I'm ready for the reunion. I want Chelsea to fucking burn shit down.
Yeah.
She needs to cuss everybody out. Tiffany and Brett will still be together being, cute. And then, I don't know.
I hope Zach doesn't, because Zach has become like weirdly like everyone's therapist too.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't do that at the finale. I hope he just kind of stays in his lane. He's like winning right now, and everyone's kind of rooting for him. I'm saying like so much can change from that finale.
So who do you think is going to stay together? Like legitimately, like
I guess Brett and Tiffany, right? I mean, they seem like they genuinely are like happy and good and boring as fuck in the best possible way for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're having real conversations about like finances and like lifestyle things in a way where I think they were able to go in with a level of detail that shows that they can figure stuff out. Like with Kwame and Chelsea, it's like, so one of you lives in Portland, one of you lives in Seattle, neither of you want to move.
That's marriage.
That's
marriage.
But like with Tiffany and Brett, like they're really able to like kind of get into the nitty gritty on this and like
Maybe-
navigate it.
I honestly would believe if Kwame like rented an apartment in Portland, threw a bunch of shit in there, and been like, "Yeah, I live in Portland. I can't be with you." He's going out of his way just to like come up with anything possible to be undateable.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, my running crew. It's like, I mean, there are people who run in Seattle.
Oh yeah, he plays soccer. I think.
Yeah,
it was,
soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
5
like,
days a week.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, the people in Seattle play soccer.
Like
You'll be
literally
fine.
anywhere in the world.
Yeah,
They play soccer.
it's the biggest sport.
It's in the world.
Literally the biggest
Anywhere.
sport. You'll be fine.
Every country plays soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
What did you think of Micah's whole like I split time between Arizona
Yeah, what?
and
I'm
Seattle?
like, what's her
unclear-
job?
yeah,
what is her
that?
job?
She just like. Also, is anyone else surprised by? I was not expecting Micah's parents to look the way they did. I was expecting Micah's parents to like come in like almost like big Texas parents with like some money,
yeah.
Mhm.
you know, and a bit out of touch, you know,
Yeah,
like they.
yeah.
I would have expected them to come from some mega church
Yeah.
to meet, you know, Paul and Micah.
Yeah.
And they seemed quite nice and adorable.
It was a little weird though of Micah saying, "I'm not sure how much you know about this process, but and I'm like, well, it's kind of your job to tell your parents what you're about to go and do. Like, did you tell them you were going to summer camp and was hoping someone would give them an article?
I think that's production shit.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think you're like
She
not
was
allowed
just
to
like,
say.
Yeah, they're like you can't say engagement, anything.
I don't
Yeah.
even mean like that. I just mean like a lot of it is just like they're kind of talking to the audience when they have these conversations. So it's a lot about
Exposition. And
and things like that. Also, Paul's mom also did not expect that.
Same. She
Did you
was a ball,
Did
but
you see his TikTok though?
No.
I'm pretty sure it was Paul because she was the one with the hat and the
Yeah,
bright
yeah,
dress.
Yeah.
And he was like, when you tell your mom that like she's going to be on TV for the first time and she just shows up with this like floppy hat and red dress.
I
And
saw
he
a
was, like,
meme that was
subtle
like,
mom.
what in the White Lotus is going on here?
I will say it was a little weird when he was like, I think he was saying basically like Micah like reminds him of his mom.
Well,
I
I
was
mean,
like-
they look like
I know, I didn't like that. That's not
The
no.
mom was so excited. Like
I
when
know,
she was
but
like,
that's
we
You
weird.
have
like
the
that for
same
Paul.
hair.
That's weird.
no, yeah. But also it
Yeah.
happens.
I know, but I'm like, don't
Yeah.
marry someone.
Don't own it on national television.
Yeah, maybe even if that's how you feel, like you like, I really want to basically marry a young version of my mom. Don't fucking say it on TV.
Yeah.
Don't say
Keep that
it.
to yourself.
Mm.
Yeah, because that's gonna get clipped out
Yeah.
and it's gonna make the rounds on social medias. You know?
And especially when she looks like
Yeah.
a younger
Identical.
Yeah.
Like it
Micah should be her child, not
It
Paul.
looked like-
Yes.
it looked like, you know, Micah got in a time machine, went forward, you know, 25 years and came back and met Paul and played the role of his mom. That's what it looked like.
That gave me the ick, and I was like, abort mish. But I do not think Micah and Paul will both say yes.
Well, they showed in the preview. I think
Right.
it was, and they made it seem so. You know, maybe this is like editing magic, but like it seemed to be Micah at the altar saying, "I think for the sake of this relationship, you should answer first."
What does
Yes.
it even mean?
Like she doesn't want to be rejected if he says no.
Kind right? I don't know.
Yeah.
She's only going to say
yeah.
yes if he says yes.
Can,
Yeah, I
can
think
she
yeah.
say that and say no regardless? I mean, she can do it
Yeah.
if she wants, but
Yeah.
that's
You can say whatever.
but like, hey,
You.
you go first. And he's like, "Oh, cool. She wants a little insurance."
He's
Yeah.
he's like, okay, Micah, we've been a slow burn,
Yeah,
and
I love you.
just the more I get to know
So,
about
yeah.
you, I know we have a long way to go, but I want you with me, and like gives this whole speech.
Yeah, and then she's like,
No.
No.
I do not.
"Could she do that?
Yes.
Is she capable?"
Irena's
Yes.
like clapping
Yes.
in the back.
Absolutely.
If she doesn't, her
Oh my-
friend Shelby or whatever her fuck's name is
she
going to do
will
it for her.
She
Yeah.
will race up that altar and
Yeah.
be like, "You fucking suck. You know how to talk. You have a steady job. Fuck you, man." Like she is just like hates
I
her.
want the best for you.
Yeah,
and
I'm like,
this
you
is
don't.
not it.
Shelby
does
and
not want the
Irena
best.
would be like peas in
Oh
a
my
pod.
gosh,
Nobody
yeah.
introduced them. Like they would be like the most powerful, horrific duo. Like Micah's best friend and Irena.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like they have the
yeah.
same energy.
Well, that's why they're friends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just hard because I feel like you know those people where you can tell that they've been like ride or dies for a really long time,
Mm.
enable each other's toxic side, have definitely like been there through it all, like don't really hold each other to maybe super high standards in a lot of regards. So in that way, it feels like this unconditional loyalty. And it's just like, you're like, your friend sucks and you don't see it. And there's no way to make someone see it.
Well, they suck because Micah kind of sucks.
Yeah. I mean, we from what we're seeing on TV, we have like it tracks that those are her friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She made her best friend in the pods was Irena.
Mm-hmm.
And as you just said, it looks like her bestie and Irena could be also friends. Like they're mean girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
That's their kind of default.
Yeah.
You know, and they call it humor and it's not a big deal, but at the end of the day, like they're catty mean girls. They are obviously clearly have their insecurities, and instead of owning it, they just decide to try to make other people feel worse so they feel better about themselves. Like,
amen.
That's just like who they are.
Do you think Jackie will go out with Josh? Do you think she will break up with Marshall and go out with Josh?
No. I don't.
Yeah.
I think she'll fuck with Josh. She will make him think he has a chance because she wants attention and the validation, and she wants to know she can. But at the end of the day, yeah, she's not gonna.
Damn.
She doesn't want to fuck with Josh.
I want Chelsea to go on Perfect Match. That's what I want.
I think Kwame's a shoo-in.
Oh, for sure. He's gonna be playing games left and right. But the reason why I want Chelsea on there, because I'm like, I really do feel like she could match with someone legit.
Especially from like the Circle or the Mole, like with people who are like kind of like strategic and like in that way.
Her dad seems like a sweetheart.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. So cute.
Yeah. And that's one of those moments where you're like the gravity and stakes of the reality show of like watching this man like string her along who clearly could not give less of like a shit about her. And you're like, oh, like it's so humanizing and so upsetting. Like when you have those like family moments, like to add gravity to it.
All right, well, let's do texting office hours, and then we'll come back and wrap up some Love is Blind discourse with Phoebe and wrap things up. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's your name?
My name is Haley. I am 36.
How can we help, Haley?
I am looking for some advice on how to text a guy I met in my building about 5 months ago. I was not single at the time, but I am now, and just curious.
Okay. How did you get his number? He gave it to you?
He did. It was back in November. I was doing laundry and I ran into him in the laundry room. I was loading my washer. He was loading his dryer. We had some witty banter and it was really quick, but kind of cute. And I left the laundry room, said, have a great night. And I had come back later to grab my clothes out of the dryer, and he had left a note on my dryer. And it said, do these clothes belong to the attractive woman that told me to have a good night? And if so, are you single? And if so, maybe text me. And then he left me his number.
That is
and I
so
wasn't
cute.
single, but that has kind of stuck with me for a while.
Did you keep the note? Like, do you still have the Post-it
I didn't
note?
keep the note.
Fair.
No,
That
so
would've
what
been
I
kinda
did,
weird.
Well, that's
She wasn't
I
in a
wanted to
relationship.
know.
I didn't feel okay keeping the note, but the relationship was not going very well. I wanted to be respectful and not pursue anything, but also, again, I was curious. And it was a really cute meetup. So I had texted my friend a photo of the note, and I was like, still got it, you know. She knew that
You
me and my then
sneaky
boyfriend
bitch.
were not in a good place. So I have a photo of the note with his number.
I think you should just text him.
Yeah.
And just be straight up and be like, hey, it's the hot chick from the laundry room. You know, you got bought yourself off a little bit. And just be like, I was in a relation that ended. We had a vibe. I would love to like grab a drink or something. Just keep it like super chill. And like, I think he'll be into that.
Do you know where he lives?
No. So it's a pretty big complex and there's just one central laundry room. So I know he lives in the area.
Because I would have loved
but I don't
for her to
know
like leave a
specifically
post-it note
where.
on his door.
And I don't
Yeah.
even,
That'd be cute.
I know, I don't even know his name. He didn't put his name on the note.
Oh.
Then I think we just, we do what Phoebe said and just send a text.
Yeah.
Lay it all out there because for all we know, he could be in a different relationship at this
you.
point.
It's like,
No.
hey, finally got my clothes from the dryer.
Open with a joke.
Yeah.
That'll be cute. I think
Do you
he'll
have a
be-
picture of the? You have a picture of the note.
Yeah.
Maybe we send him the note.
Oh, I like that.
Just a little callback.
Yeah. And then maybe like send the photo of the note and then say, finally picked up my clothes from the dryer and would love to grab a drink.
Yeah.
Because then maybe if you do grab a drink on your first date, then you can explain.
Then you can
I
give
was
the
in a
whole story.
relationship.
What's a clever way? You know, what's a clever, fun way we can have her do this? Like, what's the note? Like, we send the picture
Mm-hmm.
of the note,
Mm-hmm.
and then wasn't single then. Is that offer still stand or something like that, or like, I promise I don't take this long to make decisions. I was in a relationship. How about a drink now? Something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Just a little bit of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you could like copy some of his phrasing that he uses in his original note. Be like, now if you're single or something like that.
I just don't want you
yeah.
to like explain yourself in a message.
Right.
Well, that's why I was
It's
saying, like, just do
hey,
the-
sorry, I was in a relationship. I'm single then. I wasn't
Yeah,
single then, but I'm single now. Like, are you still interested? It's just a little. I think get the
Yeah,
picture
I
from your
wanna-
friend, include that in a text, and then like, cute girl here. I swear I don't take this long to make decisions. I was in a relationship, but if you're still available, I am now.
Yeah, it's cute. Let's do laundry together.
So
some
just
sort of thing.
briefly explain why I didn't reach out for 5 months.
I think you can mention yes that you were in a relationship.
Okay.
Because and it's you kind of like you told you keep in the picture, it's a little shady, but you didn't do anything wrong technically, and you ended up breaking up, and so it'll flatter him while at the same time not giving him any red flags
Yeah.
that like he can't trust you. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, this person was in a relationship. You keeping the note will
It's
just make him
cute.
think he's like awesome,
Mm-hmm.
because he's hot or whatever.
Not creepy.
No, it's cute. It's really cute. He will feel flattered.
If he's single, he's definitely gonna take you out on that date.
Yeah.
Do you have the picture handy?
The note. It's on my phone that I'm calling from.
So we can't send it right now.
Oh, okay.
Will you
Well,
send it as soon as we get off
when
of
you-
here?
When you get off.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So you send a picture of the note, and it's.
I think it's the sorry. What'd you say about the laundry? Sorry,
I said
I finally got my finally got my clothes from the dryer.
I think that's funny. Yeah, finally got my clothes
like
from
that.
dryer.
Also, I'm
wasn't-
single now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Also, I'm single now. Yeah, because then it's like the
Yeah.
single now is like
Finally
Yes.
got my clothes from the dryer.
also I'm single.
Also, I'm single now.
if
if
you,
you wanna
want to
grab a drink.
let's grab that drink.
I'm ready for that
Yes.
drink.
Yes.
Don't ask. Just say
Okay.
I'm ready for that drink.
Yes. Oh
if
my
he's
God.
not in a
Got
relationship,
it.
he'll let you know. You don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to give him the whole like if you're available. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Finally got my clothes from the dryer.
Okay,
Also,
I
I'm
like
single
that.
now, and I'm ready
Very
for that
direct.
drink.
Yes. Be direct. You're a boss bitch. Obviously, you made such a huge impression on this guy that he came back to leave his number. Like, you got this.
It was so sweet. It has been the longest time since someone's actually hit on me in real life. And I think that's why it just stuck with me for so long. He just seemed really genuine. And again, it was a brief interaction. I'm just curious. And the worst that's going to happen is he's not single and I move on.
Yeah.
it's literally the worst.
It's
and then
so low stakes.
And then you already have like an immediate like banter conversation because if he responds right away, you can be like, oh God, thank God. I thought you were going to make me wait 5 months. If he takes like 3 days, then you can be like, you can kind of just play off that as like a way to kind of rift with him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
Great. Let us know.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
update us.
Please
I will.
let us
Yeah.
know.
Well, good
yeah.
luck.
Thanks, you guys. No, this was perfect. I definitely didn't really know how to approach the 5-month issue.
You don't
but
even know
I'm
his
just gonna
name.
Be direct.
Yeah.
Single now.
it-
I don't even know his name.
Also, yeah, in your first message, by the way, what's your name?
See, I feel like that should come after he responds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't,
Okay, fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't say that in
The
the
first one
message.
is direct. We're sending it. It's
cute.
brief.
It's flirty.
Yeah.
It's
And then
letting
if
you
they
know-
have
yeah.
this banter of, oh, thank God, I thought you were going to take 5 months. Also, what's your name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or like if he's like,
but make sure you
how
include
about-
your name in the first message.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. At the end,
Yeah.
just be like, dash Haley.
Yeah.
Got
Almost
it.
sign off the text.
Yeah. I think this is going to go
All right.
positively.
Yeah.
I feel good about this one.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So he lives in your building though, and it's a big one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's big. I haven't run into him since. Trust me, I've been looking.
That is a slight like. Just be careful, because like you don't want to like date and then it doesn't work out and you.
But she hasn't run into him since, so.
That's true. It's been
That's
5
true.
months. Like, yeah, it's a pretty big place, so maybe you're fine.
It's one of those
Yeah.
massive apartment
We won't
complexes.
offer up apartment numbers just yet.
Yeah.
Very convenient though.
Yeah.
Should
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
escalate.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck. Let us know.
Thanks, I will. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's so cute. I want a little meet cute like
In the
that.
laundry rooms? Who
Yeah.
doesn't?
I haven't had a meet cute since my last relationship.
What was the meet cute? If it's not like upsetting.
No, it's totally fine. We were together 5 years. We
Tell
met.
us about it.
I know.
Tell us about that fairy tale you thought was going to come true.
No. But this was 2017. I'm a massive U2 fan. Like I travel all over to see them.
The band?
Yes.
Really?
They're like my favorite band. I've seen them 19 times.
Really?
Like around the world. Like I've seen them like in India, like Copenhagen, like
I
everywhere.
once saw, who's the guitarist?
The Edge.
The Edge. I saw him at a restaurant in Chicago one night.
That's cool. I love it. Yeah.
So you were like the only person who was happy when they forcibly downloaded their
You know
album onto
what?
everyone's phone.
Yeah, that was
They
weird.
they tried a thing. It didn't work. It's okay.
Yeah, shooters gotta shoot.
Exactly. But and so they were doing like their Joshua Tree tour, like anniversary tour at MetLife Stadium, and they were there a couple of nights. I went one night, and then this person who used to be in the Lumineers liked Two Dope Queens and invited me to the second show, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go to that. And then she was like, great, our tour manager will take you in. And so I was stuck in so much traffic. It took me and my friend like 3 hours to get to MetLife. It was crazy. So I was texting the store manager like, we're almost there. Just kidding, we're not. We're almost there. Just kidding, we're not. And I didn't realize every time I was saying like, we're almost there, he's like running out of the stadium to come meet us and then going back. Like, I just didn't really get it, like what a tour manager did really. So anyway, we finally parked. The show had started already. I think the Lumineers were like on. And I texted him. I was like, when is U2 going on? He was like, I don't know, 10 minutes. So I like ran around the like stadium and I met him. He's like in a suit with tattoos. And I was like, oh, that must be the tour manager. He's like, hi, I'm so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, we've been stuck in a car for 3 hours. You're giving me a hug. So I just gave him this huge hug. And then I was like, okay, I'm ready to go see the show. And then I was just really not paying attention to him because I was like, it's all about U2. But then I went to the after party and we kind of like hit it off. But then nothing happened. He was like, oh, I have to take the band, the Lumineers, back to their hotel. But if you're ever in Portland, which is where I am, like, let me know and we can hang out. I'm like, I'm not traveling to Portland to see some fucking guy. You know what I mean? Because I really was just like, I want to be single. I don't want anything. Like, I just want to be with my girls. And then a couple weeks later, I was like, oh, I met this really cute guy at the U2 concert. And they're like, what does he look like? So I had to find him on Instagram. He was private, so I had to like request him. And then we just like started talking. And so like each city he would go to, he would send me a picture of like the sunset or the sunrise and be like, this is what we did today. And then I would send him a picture of like what I did in Brooklyn. And like we like talked it was like the cutest thing. And
Aww.
then I was going to go shoot a thing overseas. And so I was like, I'm going to go out of the country for 2 months. What if I just came to Portland for a weekend and we just like hang out? And he was like, okay. And then I did, and we had like the most magical weekend.
Did you stay with him or did you get a hotel?
I got a hotel, but I ended up just staying with him the whole time, and it was so cute. And then I flew back to New York, and I was like, oh man, I think I'm going to fall in love with this dude. And then he was like, you're leaving for Serbia in a week. Why don't I just come to New York until you leave? And we'll just like hang out. And I was like, okay. And so then we had this whirlwind romance, became boyfriend and girlfriend before I flew off to Serbia. And we're together for 5 years, and it petered out. But that's just like such a cute little international love affair.
Aww.
Yeah, I know. So I need, Nick, if you know any guys.
They're not good enough for you.
That's what everyone says. But what? No, someone has to be good enough for me. I'm not that great.
Well, it's just more like all of my good enough friends.
They're taken.
They're taken.
Yeah.
And the rest have couches from the sidewalk.
I don't know. I know some bachelor guys, maybe. Exactly, you know?
Because I feel like, I don't know.
Is there anyone from Bachelor Nation that you're?
I did like Rodney. I feel like he should have been the Bachelor. I don't know what
Rodney's
happened there.
legit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Can you
He
set
is.
them up?
Sure.
That'd be cute.
Yeah,
Rodney, I would totally go on a date with Rodney. He
Okay.
seems like a good time.
He's a good
totally.
guy.
Why was he not chosen as a Bachelor? I don't get it.
Yeah,
Because they couldn't pass up on Clayton. You know
compelling.
that like it was just too obvious
The
of a choice
underdog.
with Clayton. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, Rodney's great.
Gosh. But even with Zach, I would have chosen Rodney over Zach.
Yeah.
Maybe
Uh,
Rodney didn't want to do it, but I don't buy
Maybe
that.
Rodney's waiting for you.
Rodney would have done it.
Maybe
Yeah.
Rodney's writing a note for you
Ah!
to leave on your dryer.
Yeah, they didn't ask.
Yes.
What questions do we hope get asked at the finale? I want more information on the sex life of Marshall and Jackie.
Yes.
Mm.
It's like, what did you mean, Jackie, when you asked him to be more, is it aggressive?
Yeah.
Aggressive. He also said that she said he wasn't being man enough. And then she also said that we don't have sex. So I'm like, so they're
What is it?
not.
At all?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I feel like Marshall tried to light some candles.
He tried to light a diptyque and she was like, no,
Yeah.
too much romance. I'm out.
And he like whispered into her ear and was like, I love you. And she was just like, she just wanted to get,
She wanted to get railed.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She wanted to be like decommissioned.
Yeah.
Like she wanted,
She want her back blown out.
yeah.
Yes. Lay that pipe.
Do you think Jackie's into like some 50 Shades of Grey type of shit? Is that what she
Probably.
wants?
Yeah.
She wants to not
She
be
wants a
able to
red
move.
room.
Yeah, a little choky. You
Yeah.
want to be a little sore the next day.
Yeah.
On the thigh
She
area.
needs safe words. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little,
Yeah.
yeah. And Marshall's just like, I just make love.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just missionary, babe. Like,
He's
what
like,
do you
we're
need?
procreating right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
look at each other's
cuddling.
eyes.
Yeah.
You know, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I need some more answers on that. I also want to ask Chelsea. I just have so many questions that I want to ask her. I want her to be like, let's be honest about the like Micah Kwame of it all. Like, I know it's like, oh, we resolved it. And like, now I'm just focusing on my man. But I'm like, in the back of your mind, were you always just worried that Micah was going to come in at the 11th hour and steal your man? Because it just feels like he's not really invested in her. She's got to feel that on some level.
We know with almost certainty that Kwame and Chelsea won't end up together.
Correct.
Paul and Micah. If they don't, what are the chances that Micah and Kwame have had sex since?
Well, where would they have
100%.
done it? Portland or Arizona?
Either way.
He will fly for
Their
that.
Venn diagrams
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
overlap.
Yeah.
He's flying for sex.
Yeah.
He'll do
Yeah.
They
anything
will
for sex.
fuck all the time.
Yeah, I don't. He'll try to Seattle.
Yeah. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He'll play soccer in Arizona after he fucks her. Done.
Done.
Yeah.
Great
Little
trip.
Dusty soccer game.
Yeah.
I
In a
want to
desert.
find out what. Yeah, I want to find out. That's where I'm really hoping there's some fucked up shit going on for the sake of this show.
I think there will be. I think Zach and Bliss. I don't know. Now I think they're going to make it. I think they're going to make it.
Zach and Bliss.
Yeah, I think they're going to make it. I think they will both say yes at the altar. I don't know.
But
That's
Bliss,
crazy.
Bliss will be the one that says no if someone says no.
Correct.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I do think they are compatible.
I do too. I think like if they weren't on this show and they just met in real life, they would like just date. Like legitimately.
Totally.
You know, like I'm like, yeah, they'd be boyfriend, girlfriend.
They would
totally
swipe on
buy
each
that.
other on Hinge
Yeah.
and then like get along. And
100%.
What would Irena, didn't she have some sort of apology? What was that all about?
Oh
Did
yeah, her
she-
TikTok.
She
Her
did an
s-
apology?
Well, it was
Yeah.
kind of
She did like
it
an
was like
apology
this
post.
experience holds a
how about
mirror up
Oh,
and you see yourself
God.
more clearly, and I was resulting to humor as a coping mechanism, which I was like, I don't know if you were funny or just mean.
Yeah, she was just mean.
as
Well,
a
most
certified
people-
stand-up comedian, that
Yeah.
was not humor.
I was
There's
like,
a
no,
difference.
it's just being super mean for the sake of it.
I am sure she was trying to be funny, but she also
Yeah.
knew she was being mean.
Yeah.
There's also shoving someone else's fiance's foot in her boobies.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got great
Yitties.
boobs.
Hmm.
If I had those, I'd be showing them off too.
Amen.
Yeah, right?
Shove a foot in there. I wouldn't even know.
Put a foot, put some house keys. I don't give a fuck. Just get up in there, you know?
She said, truly, I want to add value to people and I want to make people feel seen. And who I was on the show was the complete exact opposite of that person.
Bitch, please.
How are you going to add value? I'm confused.
Yeah, it's Love is Blind. What value are you adding?
This is not a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Although actually, I did look up Micah's job when you asked about it. And she used to do marketing for nonprofits, but now she works for Salesforce.
Micah works for Salesforce?
Another Salesforce alumni in reality TV.
Wow.
No shit.
Damn.
That's
She
funny.
makes that much money to have 2 properties?
I guess.
Who knows?
Wow.
It could be like
Like a rental.
She could also have like if like her
Family.
sister or parents live in
Okay.
Arizona.
Okay.
I don't know. Or vice versa. Because
Yeah.
wasn't her,
Do
her
we know
parents
what
were
does
in
she do for
Seattle.
Salesforce? Look up her LinkedIn.
This is incredible.
Friend her on LinkedIn.
I know.
I wonder if she and Nick have any mutual. Do you have a LinkedIn?
Yeah, I haven't logged on since my Salesforce days.
Yeah.
Let me pull up Nick Viall LinkedIn.
Old.
Yeah, I haven't logged into
I think it still says I work at Salesforce.
my LinkedIn was probably when I was a executive assistant. So that was like 2014, 2013.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
God, Nick. Why is this your photo?
Oh my God.
Who are you?
That was my photo.
You look like a school guidance counselor.
Oh my
Who took that?
God. I love that photo.
Thank you.
You're staring into
It's
my
so
soul.
Thank you, Phoebe.
It's so cute.
I appreciate
You're an
it.
Come
account
on.
executive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicholas hasn't posted lately.
Yeah.
I
Damn.
hate to see it.
What's
She
my
is a marketing campaign manager at Salesforce
Okay.
for the past 5 months.
Good for her.
Well, according to this, Nick Viall is still an account executive at Salesforce. He's been there for 10 years.
hasn't been promoted in 7 years.
He's still thriving.
Still stuck.
Wait, Nick, what was like your favorite part of the Bachelor experience? Because I feel like it's so.
Paradise.
Oh, okay. It's just like the most fun, like
It's
low
chill.
stakes,
It's
right?
fun. Yeah, you're hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
You know, you really just want to hang out on the beach. You
Yeah.
don't really. In Bachelor World, it's all about the dates, and if you're not on the date, you're just hanging out with a bunch of people. You get real sick of real fast.
Mm,
So
that's
Paradise was
cute.
fun. Yeah.
okay.
You know.
Yeah. I do like watching Bachelor in Paradise. Well, let's make a date between me and Rodney happen.
All right, let's make it happen.
Yes. Go take them to Din Tai Fung. Little group activity.
Yeah.
See if
Do
the
you want
vibes
Nick
are
on
good.
your first date?
Do I what?
That's not
Do
a
you want-
date.
Do you
They can
prefer-
start as a group.
I like a group date.
Yeah,
Like
do you
a dub
prefer
date.
date?
I'm not a set. I'll set you up. You
And then you step away.
step away.
Okay.
I want.
I'll go to Din Tai Fung with you.
Yeah.
It's the 3 of us.
No, group hang. I'm down to group
Yeah, I
hang.
love a
But if
group hang.
there's like a setup happening,
It's like fine because it's like you can all just sort of like kiki, and then if
Okay.
you want to have like a moment,
Yeah.
you can like sort of.
Then
sneak
they'll go
away.
home. They like to go to
Yeah.
bed early.
When are you in
guys
town
can go
next?
out for a drink.
I come back April 20th through the 22nd because I'm doing Family Feud.
oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm the captain. I'm playing for charity. I'm playing for this charity called Red. Which
Celebrity
is,
Family Feud.
Yeah, I don't know who I'm playing against. I have no idea.
Who's on your team?
My brother
Okay.
is doing it. He's great. He's a politician in Ohio. Super cute. June Diane Raphael, Elaine Walter Roth, and then Takara Cash, who was in my show Everything's Trash. So it's gonna be fun. I'm really excited. So I'll be here. But I come back and forth between New York and LA a lot.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
hit me up next time you're here. And
Yes.
If Ronnie's in town, we'll get some dim sum.
Yes, I love this.
Phoebe, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Please let my audience know you have a tour
Yes.
coming up or
Yes.
is out.
Yes.
You
We
have a
just
special you just launched.
Yeah, so the tour is called Messy AF. It's a theater tour going all over the country. It starts in September. I'll be hitting up like Chicago, DC, Seattle, San Francisco, Houston, Minneapolis. So go to PhoebeRobinson.com to get tickets. It's going to be super fun. Yeah, I'm really stoked. It's my first stand-up tour since 2019 because COVID sort of like changed everything, and then I was working on other stuff. So I'm really excited to get out there, tell some dick jokes, and just have a good time.
Love it.
Come see me.
And then where can people follow you on the social?
Dope Queen Phoebes, Pheebs, on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the
All
same.
the same.
Yeah,
Great.
keep it simple.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again for coming. It's been a ton of fun.
Thanks for having me.
Can't wait to get some dim sum with you.
Yes.
Also, we will be back next week. Obviously, we have our Ask Nick episodes. Don't forget, we have another episode of Better Date Than Never tonight. as well. What are we talking about, Amanda?
We are talking about getting off the apps. So like transferring off the apps, like getting
Okay.
to texting, getting to the first date, just kind of like how you go from the dating app to the IRL experience.
Also, if you have any of your weird sex stories and hookup places that
Always
are
welcome.
fan
Always
favorites,
welcome.
they're
Always
always
welcome.
welcome.
Throw 'em in the
I'm
chat.
sure we'll be
You
chatting
always have a
about-
home
about
at Better
that.
Date Than
Yeah,
Never.
we'll always have a home. Exactly. Next week on Tuesday, we'll be breaking down the newest episodes of Love is Blind with Violet Benson. And then we have Girl Boss Down next week, Thursday on Going Deeper. And, she's always chimed in the most relevant pop culture topics. We'll get the latest trends, the latest updates from Girl Boss Town again. And then more recapping of Love is Blind next Tuesday. Go check out Viall Files Plus if you haven't already. It's rated amazing.
And if you do subscribe to Viall Files Plus and you're wanting to hear those Better Date Than Never episode, just a heads up, that will be in a feed separate from the general feed where you get all of our classic shows, the pop culture roundups that release on Friday, and our update episodes a few times a month. Better Date Than Never has its very own show feed. So been getting some questions about that. And there's a whole library waiting for you if you have yet to subscribe.
Download the Better Date Than Ever feed.
We also have an Update Plus episode dropping this Friday.
Bada bing,
Ooh,
bada
there you
boom.
go.
Ooh.
So if you love those updates, make sure you check out Viall Files Plus. It's a doozy.
So many episodes.
So many episodes.
So little time.
We're
So-
tired, Phoebe.
I was gonna say, I was like, damn, this is like 27,000 episodes.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I'm impressed.
We're
You guys are
cranking.
kicking ass.
We're cranking.
Poetry
Thanks.
snaps for this.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Bye.